What is up, DC Nation? I'm back, and it's time for me to release the 2017 Redskins schedule. And it's been a while since I've done a Redskins video. I want to say it's been since January, I last believe. It's been a few months since I've been on YouTube as well. But anyway, I'm back, and I'm gonna release this. Release the schedule, and I'll tell you guys what I think is going to happen, whether we win or lose the game, and my thoughts and some fun facts about the last time we met up. I'm also going to be talking about the preseason schedule. I'm not going to go deep into the preseason schedule because it's just going to be, our backups and our third strings going up against theirs. So anyway, let me hurry up and knock the preseason schedule out before I go to the regular season. So first we go to Baltimore to play the Ravens. That game's going to be a week from tomorrow. And then we have a home game against the Packers, then a home game against the Bengals, and then finally we go to Tampa to play the Buccaneers. So I'm not judging or anything, but I think we're probably going to go either 3-1 or 4-0 into the preseason because the Ravens, they don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. The Packers have a terrible backup. The Bengals, if you guys remember me telling you guys last year that the Bengals are the only team in the NFL we haven't beaten this century. And I think this is the time we're going to beat them, even though it's going to be preseason and it's not going to count. Or it's going to count, but, it's not going to count towards our playoffs. So, and then the Buccaneers, that's going to be an interesting matchup considering a lot of our players went to the Buccaneers this offseason, Deshaun Jackson and Chris Baker. So there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on this offseason. I mean, Kirk Cousins possibly not being our quarterback next year, depending on how the Redskins do this year. We're predicted to go 5-11 and be in the basement. Of course, I completely disagree with these idiots just trying to start up shit. And then, losing Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon, that sucked, but I'm not really worried about it because we got Jamison Crowder to replace Pierre Garçon, and we got Terrell Pryor Sr. to replace Deshaun Jackson, and both of them are a lot younger, so I think both of those will be easy replacements for Jackson and Garçon. I know Jackson went to the Bucs. I don't know where Garçon went. Somebody let me know in the comments below where Pierre Garçon went. As far as I know, I think he's still a free agent. Anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the regular season. All right, first up, we have a home game against the Eagles. All right, the last time we played the Eagles, the first game of the season, we ended up losing real bad, and we tried making a comeback, but it didn't happen, and we ended up losing by 6. However, that was a Monday Night Football game. This is just a 1 o'clock game, so I think we're going to win this game. The last 5 times we've played the Eagles, we've beaten them. And also a fun fact for you guys, and I'm sure a lot of Redskin fans know this by now, but we haven't started off undefeated since 2012. The last 4 years we've started off winless, either going 0-1. We've had 2 0-1 seasons, an 0-2 season, and an 0-3 season. So I think this is going to be our year. We're going to start off undefeated and on the right track. All right, second game of the season, we go to Los Angeles to play the Rams. And it's been a while since we've been to Los Angeles because the Rams were in St. Louis for at least the last, 15, 20 years? So it's been a while since we've been to Los Angeles. Last time we played the Rams, the second game of the season, we ended up losing to them as well. And it was in the Rams Stadium, but this time, this is going to be, I think, a pretty decent matchup. I mean, considering our offensive coordinator went to the Rams, so I think we're definitely going to play the Rams tough. I think we'll win this game and start off 2-0, which would be the first time since 2011. I mean, the Rams are unpredictable. You know, 1 week they're good, and then 1 week they're garbage, so it's kind of hard to see, but I think we're going to win this game either way. All right, then we have Sunday Night Football against the Raiders. Now, this is going to be a good matchup because the Raiders are probably the second or the third best team in the AFC, in my opinion, because they got Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack, and now they got Marshawn Lynch. I know people are probably going to predict this being a loss, but I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say it's going to be a loss, but I mean it's going to be a close matchup. This is going to be good. This is going to be a good battle. It's going to be Kirk Cousins versus Derek Carr, Robert Kelly versus Marshawn Lynch, Terrell Pryor Sr. versus Amari Cooper, Ryan Kerrigan versus Khalil Mack, or Khalil Mack, however you say his name. Plus, we got other wide receivers that can carry the team as well. So that game I think is going to be either way. It could be a loss. The Raiders could be the first team to put the blemish on our record, or we could start off 3-0. So that game I'm not sure. All right, then the fourth game of the season, we go to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. And that's a Monday Night Football game. This game right here is probably going to be the worst loss the Redskins are going to suffer this year. The reason why I'm saying that, one, because we got the living daylight beaten out of us when we played the Chiefs at home 4 years ago. This time we're in Kansas City. Now, we don't have RG3 as our quarterback, but this is in Kansas City. It's bad enough we're playing the Chiefs in Kansas City, but since this is Monday Night Football, and since the Redskins have only won like 2 games this century on Monday Night Football, that's not going to look good. I mean, it's always possible, but I think that's going to be a loss. So I think we're going to go into the bye week either 3-1 or 2-2. All right, Game 5, we have a home game against the 49ers. So I'm planning to go to that game, go to Landover to watch the Redskins play the 49ers. The Redskins haven't even beaten the 49ers since 2005. So anyway, that 11-year streak is going to snap. Because the 49ers, they're still in the rebuilding years. I'm really not afraid of Brian Hoyer, so I think we're going to win that game. All right, Game 6, we go to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Now, normally I would have us winning this game, but the thing about this game is that it's another Monday Night Football game. However, both wins that the Redskins have gotten on Monday Night Football this century have came from rivals. First was the Cowboys in 2005, then it was the Giants in 2012. So actually, I actually predict us to win this game. I think this will be our 3rd year in a row sweeping the Eagles and our 7th consecutive time beating the Eagles, because it seems like we play the Eagles better than we play any other rival. So I got us taking down the Eagles. All right, Game 7, home game against the Cowboys. We haven't beaten the Cowboys in front of our fans since 2012. I think that's going to stop because the Cowboys, they're going to be in the hugest sophomore slump ever, because Ezekiel Elliott might be getting suspended, and a bunch of Cowboy players on their defense has either gotten arrested or went to another NFL team. So the Cowboys, they're going to be trashed this year. So that should be a win. Game 8, we go to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Not looking forward to this game. This is a 4 o'clock game. Now that doesn't surprise me, whether it's prime time or regular time. I don't like playing the Seahawks whether it's in Landover or in Seattle. So that's probably going to be a loss. Okay, game 9, like usual, if they're in our schedule, we have a home game against the Vikings. We lost to the Vikings back-to-back years in Minneapolis, and we beat the Vikings last year, which was played in Landover, and we're playing the Vikings again in Landover. So since we lost to the Vikings back-to-back years on the road, and since the Vikings are coming to Landover back-to-back years, I think we're going to win this game as well. All right, game 10, we go to New Orleans to play the Saints. That's another Redskin game I'm looking to go to. That should easily be a win because the Redskins always play the Saints tough, or if they don't play the Saints tough, the last 3 times they've played them, they're tough. And considering what we did to the Saints in 2015, one of my favorite memories, my first Redskins game, I think the Saints know who they're going up against. Even though that game was in Landover, the Redskins will still play tough in New Orleans. I still see the Redskins winning this game. All right, game 11, home game against the Giants. This is Thursday Night Football. In fact, this is actually a Thanksgiving game. So normally we play the Giants bad on Thursday night, but since this is Thanksgiving, I feel like this game is going to be different, and I actually have us winning this game. So I say Redskins beat Giants on Thanksgiving. All right, game 12, Redskins go to Arlington to play the Cowboys. Once again, this is another Thursday Night Football. And I think since the Cowboys swept us last year and since the Cowboys are going to be garbage this year, I think we're going to sweep the Cowboys. So I got us winning this game. All right, game 13, we go to San Diego to play the Chargers. I don't care where we're playing. We could be playing in Landover, we could be playing in San Diego, or we could be playing in Los Angeles. I don't care where we play these guys. We're going to be beating them. And I know one of you guys is probably going to comment, you mean the Los Angeles Chargers? You mean we're going to go back to Los Angeles? No. We're going to San Diego because the Chargers are going to be in San Diego for 2 more years before they move to Los Angeles. They're not, even though they're called the Los Angeles Chargers, they're still going to be in San Diego for 2 more years. But anyway, long story short, we're going to beat the Chargers. All right, game 14 is a home game against the Cardinals. We don't seem like we're having good matchups against the Cardinals lately. However, these games have been playing in Glendale, Arizona, in the desert. So since this game's not going to be in the desert, since it's going to be in Landover, I got the Redskins winning this game as well. All right, game 15, we have a home game against the Broncos. And since the Broncos are in the rebuilding years, we're going to win this game as well. So I say Redskins beat the Broncos. And then the final game of the season, just like last year, we play the Giants, only we're not playing at home. We're playing in East Rutherford. And I think we're probably going to lose that game, and the reason why I say that is because we're probably going to be resting our starters because I think by that point with me going over the schedule and with all these wins I predicted the Redskins to have, I think we're going to be good enough for a first-round bye. So I have us losing to the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Giants the second time, and possibly the Raiders. So the Redskins are looking like a 13-3 or a 12-4 football team. So we'll see what happens. Regular season starts next month. Trash talking starts next month. It's a brand new season. Welcome to the 2017 NFL schedule, guys. Can't wait to see my Redskins play next week against the Ravens, even though it'll be preseason. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my prediction, and I hope to see you guys next month. Later.